Hello and welcome to the Social Club. This week I am joined by Steve Howson, who's going to be picking his player of the week, talking about Liverpool versus Manchester United, Jamie Carragher.
Don't sack him. Come on. Can't people do stupid things no more without getting sacked?
And the situation at West Ham.
They're not running it in a football club sense, and you don't get the feeling that, I mean, we ain't got good owners, so I know what it feels like when you've got owners that you just think they don't care.
Yeah. But before all that, let's have a quick roundup of the most interesting things that happened in football over the weekend. In response to the West Ham fan protests against owners Gold and Sullivan, Greek football said, wait a second, you think that's impressive? Hold my beer, as the chairman for PAOK took to the pitch to remonstrate with the referee with a gun. 4-4 tunes and Marcus Rashford breathed life into an internet classic song.
Choosy. Quick question. Where was Salah? And the money.
And Jamie Carragher made up for Liverpool's lack of goals at Old Trafford with a blockbuster of a finish on the M62 drive home. More on that later, but let's welcome Steve Howson to the set. Hello, mate. Oh. We're going to talk about Liverpool United in a little bit, but first let's talk.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
I can't help being smug, mate.
No. Listen, I would be just as smug. I'm not gonna.
This was going to be hanging one way or another, wasn't it?
Yeah, so someone was going to lose. Sadly, someone had to win, and that person had to be you.
So the mainstream media have come out to label West Ham fans who protested on Saturday as thugs, yobs, hooligans, scum, for protesting at the game on Saturday. And no surprise, it's led by the worst of the worst, the Sun. Absolutely blown out of proportion. Fans have just had enough. Things have been boiling over, but no one has intended any harm on any of the players. You always get one or two idiots in a crowd, but overall, to label West Ham fans and put that out there as scum is completely disgraceful.
So we saw, you will have seen the pictures from the weekend, West Ham fans getting onto the pitch. I think that the way it was covered by a lot of the mainstream media, look, you don't need to hear it from me that the Sun's a terrible newspaper, but they're calling them scum, and they're being painted as thugs, because I think there's a degree where you see people on the pitch and immediately there's just a reaction that is thugs and what have you. So I get that, but it's lazy. It's very lazy journalism.
The narratives for most things are already written, aren't they? But there is definitely things that's going on at West Ham that need investigating. Seen the geezer with the corner flag, read up a little bit of that today, of what that actually symbolises. And if a geezer's getting out there and doing that, then that's more than just the mindless streakers and the mindless pitch invaders. Because pitch invaders, shut up, mate, get it. What are you doing?
Exactly. There's thought gone into it. Now, people don't know. There was a protest against the West Ham bonds, like literally type West Ham bonds in on Google and you'll find more information out of this, or go to West Ham Fan TV if you want more on it.
It's not a spy thing.
No, nowhere near as exciting as that. There's a guy and he took the corner flag and he planted it in the middle of the pitch. So there's a symbolism there, and there's a symbolism they're trying to reflect, and that ended up being, we had people on the pitch again in that instance, but it ended up working. And the fact that a West Ham fan has called back to that, this is the thing for me. There's too many people and too many mainstream outlets who are looking at that and going, it's people on the pitch. They're not going, well, why are the people on the pitch? Because they're too stupid and they don't care enough about football. And the football fans to think, hang on, is there a legitimacy behind what they do? It's total bollocks for me.
The most investigative journalism you get nowadays is that they've gone to someone's Instagram and found out they liked a picture they probably shouldn't have done. That's about as much investigative that they do. Yeah. But this is a real story here, because West Ham, whether you like it or not, is one of the biggest clubs in England. Mm-hmm. And the fact that they're in the old Olympic Stadium, the London Stadium, whatever you want to call it, there's issues around that. Yeah. There's issues with the fans, there's issues with the stewarding, there's issues with the way the club is run. They're not good owners. Yeah. They're not running it in a football club sense, and you don't get the feeling that, I mean, we ain't got good owners, so I know what it feels like when you've got owners that you just think they don't care.
Yeah. James is going to be covering something on this later in the week on the channel, so stay tuned. Do drop a subscribe on the channel for it. Talking more to the lads from West Ham Fan TV. Find out what's going on, because it's not something that's as simple as, I'll just write them off because they're thugs and idiots. These are people who are sparked into life. Like, this is the thing, it's not even an organised protest. It's people who feel so passionate about it that they're prepared to martyr themselves, they're prepared to cost themselves the ability to watch the football club. Exactly, because they want to make a point. It's wrong, and obviously more when we know about it, but I thought it was definitely worth talking about, because just hopefully the media starts to turn their attention to the right thing in this story, and that is finding out what's going on, finding out what the motivations are behind the people doing it, rather than just blanket writing it off. It's bollocks. Right, okay, so we're going to be talking Liverpool versus Man United, or Man United versus Liverpool, I'm sure, if you're from the other end of the M62. First up, we've got an anagram. Shh. Got first anagram of the new show is there. Give you a clue. It's not 3 words, it's 1 word, it's a surname. If you get it, drop it in the comments below. We're going to start off. We have to talk about Jamie Carragher, suspended by Sky. He's just been on Sky News, issuing an apology if you've not seen it. Yeah, Jamie Carragher, basically, he's spitting at a fella who's recording him driving in the car. He's accidentally spat on his 14-year-old daughter. It's never going to look good.
It's not like Jamie Carragher to overreact when someone has his pants down.
You got a brace one year, didn't you?
I did, yeah. Fat Russell Crowe's son there.
Whoa, let's not make this personal.
So Jamie Carragher does have a storied history of overreacting to certain situations. Ask Nanny's shin and the Arsenal fan who got a £1 coin in the face. Inevitably.
Don't sack him. Come on. Can't people do stupid things no more without getting sacked?
No, there is that. It's a valid point. I genuinely thought you were going to take the anti-Carragher side.
He's probably the 2nd or 3rd best pundit in the country.
Yeah.
He did something stupid. He's apologised. People do stupid shit. Let them do stupid shit.
I do stupid shit all the time.
I walk around doing stupid shit. That's what I do. Like, don't sack him. No. I understand.
Should we just highlight this? If Mr. Stephen Howson is prepared to go to bat for Jamie Carragher, who was literally ripped by him live on national television.
On Sky.
On Sky.
He didn't get sacked. I didn't say sack him for that, did I? No. There's absolutely no reason to sack him. It's stupid. He has apologised. He's probably going to have to apologise again. They've took him off Monday Night Football. That might be enough. Give him a warning.
I mean, look, for a start, he's done a crap Triple H impression, which has not helped him any. And secondly, spitting. I mean, look, I love Jamie Carragher as a player. I've worked with him a couple of times. I've met him a couple of times. Jamie Carragher is what Jamie Carragher is. You know, he's a scally lad made good. You know, people forget that sometimes. And you know, he was getting questions on Sky News, like, but you know, you've been a professional footballer, and look, he's a millionaire. Look, he should. I think, look, you're right. Human beings are allowed to overreact to situations. If someone was goading me, I mean, I couldn't 100% guarantee that I wouldn't. I do. You know, we do stupid things in the heat of the moment, but if you're going to be on TV and you're going to have all these things around you, this attention, you do have to be extra careful not to be a knobhead.
He does have to be careful, but sometimes people overstep the mark. And look, I think spitting's disgusting, and you can't condone it. You can't say he's allowed to do that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying he's cocked up, right? Yeah. People cock up. Don't sack him for that little cock up. I mean, ultimately, it was an overreaction, but it was being goaded. I mean, I've seen a lot of people talking about how's this guy filming and this, that, and the other.
The thing about the guy driving, you've got your kid in the car, you're clearly filming something while you're driving.
Did he go to work today?
But he keeps filming. He keeps on filming, and you can hear the revelation of like, oh, well, I've got something here. I'm just gonna spell out exactly what this footage says, and the embarrassment of his daughter. Dad, no, turn it off. So not only is he broken the law and doing that, he's then gone and probably made at least a few £100 off the Mirror as well by selling that video. Look, no defending Jamie Carragher for what he's done. He's been a bad tit there. I think we can agree on that, which is not something you're going to see when we move on to talk about the match. But yeah, let us know your thoughts. Should Jamie Carragher be sacked by Sky? Let us know.
It's a whole culture that people are cocking up and people are demanding that they get sacked. Yeah. It's nuts.
Retribution culture. There's always got to be someone to blame. Speaking of people to blame, was it Jose Mourinho with a tactical masterclass to beat Liverpool, or was it Dejan Lovren being shit at football?
Jose Mourinho masterclass.
It wasn't a Jose. How could it be a Jose? It's not a Jose Mourinho masterclass.
So he's not identified one of the weaknesses.
I know. Look, I've only given you 2 options to be fair.
So he's not identified one of the weaknesses in your team, and he's not identified the strengths in your team. Nullified your strengths and exploited your weaknesses. That literally is what. I know you ain't got one, so you don't know what it looks like. What a tactical manager does, and that's what he's done. And Manchester United come away with the 3 points. And I've seen your little video where you said we need to be nasty. We need to learn how to win. That is how you learn how to win. Exploit weaknesses. Stop the strengths.
Yeah, no, I know, but what I mean is tactical masterclasses is getting Inter Milan to a Champions League final, getting paused. I've seen Mourinho masterclasses. I'm sorry, but playing long balls up from David De Gea to Romelu Lukaku.
Hang on, there's nothing wrong with a long ball.
There's nothing wrong. No, but I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. But what I'm saying is let's not call it a masterclass.
Well, it's a masterclass.
He's boiled it down to
right.
It's not a masterclass because if Dejan Lovren is just slightly better, deals with those situations slightly better, then it's not a great game plan, is it? It's just playing aimless long balls up to a centre forward.
Maybe we'd have switched the focus a little bit, maybe because in the second minute he was getting success with it. Jose's like, we're keeping going on that one.
Yeah, I think we've helped. I think our lack of changing what we did, what Liverpool did, hurt us, and I think it helped Mourinho in that regard. But I just. That's the annoying thing about me is that the narrative is, because here's the thing, I don't disagree. I'd win those games by hook or by crook. I don't care how Liverpool play in those games, and I'm sure you don't care how United play in them, provided you win them. But it was a type of football that when it works, and it's fine, but when it doesn't, you look stupid. Right.
It's not long ball because you can't play football. It's long ball to, again, play to our strengths and maximise your weaknesses. When you're playing against a team that's got a famous high press like Liverpool, why are you going to put yourselves in danger by trying to play out the black with Chris Smalling?
No, true.
I've seen that flick on to centre-halves all day long because no one's ran beyond him.
Yeah.
This time, Marcus Rashford runs beyond him.
I think he got the defence.
I'm going to talk you through how the goal happened. Marcus Rashford runs beyond him. He gets into the box. He chops it back he couldn't have imagined it going any better than that, can it? And then he hits it perfectly into the cheek of the goal. Stretford end erupts. I hurt my shoulder. It's absolutely chaos and fantastic.
Like I say, it hinges on, I think if Dejan Lovren's slightly more intelligent, which is maybe that's why he's been targeted, maybe he's not, but Dejan Lovren can do better. I've seen him handle Lukaku. I've seen him handle big centre forwards better than that. He didn't on the day. He's put it down to individual battles. I don't think putting things on individual battles is a tactical masterclass. I think you're leaving it to the lap of the gods.
We saw Juventus and Tottenham last week, and that was billed as a defensive masterclass. That was way more last ditch than what United was against Liverpool. And if it's not for a bit of magic at the other end of the pitch in a couple of minutes, quick, that's not a defensive masterclass. Yeah. That's Juventus going out and getting beat at Wembley.
Yeah. Okay. Well, no, this is an interesting point. Do you think it was a Mourinho masterclass, like Steve, or do you correctly think that it wasn't?
At least you don't mention the ref.
He was fucking terrible. He was terrible. Craig Pawson, oh my God, I've had a referee to hate in these games for so long, and there you go, cometh the hour, cometh the man. Craig Pawson steps into Old Trafford, into the theatre of dreams, and basically decides to just not give decisions left, right and centre. Good on you, Craig. Good on you, Craig Pawson.
Not bitter out, no. No. At least you're taking it well.
Player of the Week time, the bit where we pick our players of the weekend and you get to vote on them and then leave your own much better suggestions in the comments below.
I'm going for Marcus Rashford.
Because you have to.
I don't have to.
Well, because hashtag Manchester is red. So Rashford is red. Why would you put a hashtag on it? It doesn't matter. Don't put a hashtag on a banner.
I'm going for Marcus Rashford because, again, he's stepped up in the biggest game. This is the biggest game of the weekend. He's had 2 shots. He's buried them both. It was a constant threat. It was a constant nuisance. He was a constant help in defence.
Yeah.
And I think his all-round game was absolutely fantastic. And he's done it amidst a ton of speculation that he needs to go out on loan to get games and all sorts of stuff. So, no, Marcus Rashford, big game player. Probably man of the match, I think.
Okay, well, I've gone for Kennedy on loan from Chelsea at Newcastle, 2 goals at the weekend because I couldn't constantly give it to a Liverpool player, and I also couldn't constantly give it to anyone associated with Manchester United. The bottom end of the table is an absolute mire, but what's happened there? He's stepped up. First minute, he's got them underway. Now, look, Southampton don't score a lot of goals, but defensively, they're not too bad. Massive few points for them. And Newcastle is starting to get into a position now where that's 5 points.
Picking up a few wins. They're picking up a few.
Well, look, 5 points ahead of outside the relegation zone. They're starting to drag themselves out of it. Look at the goal difference. They haven't got a goal difference of a side that should be down there, but that counts for nothing if you don't get the points on the board. So, look, Kennedy looks a real player. I'm going for him. I think Son's there's another very, very good shout as well. Turns that game. It's on. It looks like the upset's on.
Why is he not getting the headlines that Dele Alli and Harry Kane get? Because he, for me, he's mega.
I think he's well, as I say, he's their best player is not fair because Harry Kane is absolutely sensational.
I think him and Willian, behind bigger named players in their team, but they're the ones that really make them tick, I think.
Yeah, we were watching that with bated breath, hoping for an upset, and not Bournemouth. I thought Bournemouth put them under some real pressure. It actually could have been a couple of goals up as well.
What was you waiting for an upset for?
What do you mean?
What was you waiting for an upset for?
Just to give me some glimmer of happiness back in my weekend.
Well, right, not because they put you into fourth by winning.
If you believe it should be Son, if you believe it should be Son, let us know in the comments below. There'll be a poll in the corner of the screen. Click on there, vote for player or performer of the week if you wish. If there are any alternatives, let us know in the comments below and give some reasoning why. Drop a subscribe on the channel. Drop a like if you enjoy the new format. And you know what? Go over and subscribe to Steve Howson's channel as well. It's the social club. That's what it's all about. We're back, baby.